All right, next up is Dan Rodriguez. During the Grammys tonight, I saw a teaser trailer for the upcoming Aladdin film. I have to say, I really liked tonight's teaser. Have you guys seen it? What are your thoughts?
Bum, 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 bum. So yes, we got a look at Genie a while ago from an Entertainment Weekly cover, but it wasn't blued out. It was him looking more human and stuff like that. So last night, new teaser at the Grammys. Why the Grammys? I'm not really sure, other than maybe the music world loves Will Smith. So that kind of makes sense, I suppose. It's very, very similar to the first teaser that we got, like a few of that stuff. Although we did get a look at Jafar, which was kind of cool. And by the way, I almost missed it. I should have put it in the graphic. Carpet was in it. I almost missed that. I missed that the first time I saw it, and then I went back and you see as Genie's popping up, there's Aladdin, there's a boot, and there's carpet standing there. I'm like, damn! So that got me excited. I did. All right. So all that is kind of the same trail as the first one. I am intrigued to see this movie. I like the idea, blah, 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 blah. Let's talk about the Will Smith Genie. Let's talk about that. I'll say this first. I love the design of the Genie. I do. I love the design of the Genie. I think the design of the Genie looks great. Number two, I like Will Smith in the role. Like I was always saying, if you're going to do a live action Aladdin, you obviously can't get Robin Williams back. But you can't. You need to bring that energy of the Genie without doing a Robin Williams impersonation. To me, that was key. Bring that same energy, bring that same, I don't know, kind of a disposition without it being a Robin Williams impersonation. And that was key. And I think Will Smith can bring that. I do. And for the one line or two that we got in the trailer, I'm like, that feels like Genie to me. That feels like Genie to me. And I liked it. Here's the problem. The problem with me for this trailer is it reminded me a lot of Steppenwolf from Justice League. The design was great, but something looked so unrealistic. And I understand we're talking about a blue genie that comes out of a lamp. I know that. But there's something that looked so... that doesn't belong here with the way the there was something really weird about the animation. Like with Thanos, and I know Thanos is the gold standard. It's a little unfair to compare things to Thanos, but it makes the point. With Thanos, you never didn't believe, despite the fact that he was a hairy nutsack chin, giant purple grimace, you never didn't believe that he was real. And the way he looked and moved and everything, he was tangible. In the few seconds we saw this, and it was only a few seconds, I understand, it looked unnatural. It just didn't work or flow or move, and I just and I rewound it again and again and again, saying maybe I'll see it differently this time, and every time it was just weird. I like the design. I like the personality Will Smith's bringing to it from the little tiny bit we saw. But if I go into this movie theater and every second he's on screen it looks that unnatural, it's going to be a distraction. It's going to be a problem. Couple of asterisks. Number one, how many times have we seen visual effects on a movie screen that look significantly better than they did on a television screen? I understand that. Yep, that could totally be part of it. Number two, they may not be finished with the final little keyframing. And really, it could just be a matter of keyframing, really. They may not be finished with all that. Okay, I'm going to go into with that. All I'm saying right now is that it looks that unnatural, the whole movie. It is going to pull me out a bit. It is going to pull me out a bit. And that part's making me nervous. Now, the movie may still be fantastic. Okay, yeah, the key character, the animation didn't look good and it pulled you out now and again. But the movie overall, the script, the dialogue, the character interaction had magic, had heart, had warmth. Okay, maybe it'd still be fantastic, but this could be a problem. Rob, you saw this 1 minute trailer. What did you think about it?
Well, this is a really tough one for me because I'm always talking about verisimilitude, creating the idea of the reality within the proscenium of the frame. And the Disney live action films have done, in my mind, a pretty good job of creating a reality unto themselves. Cinderella, I thought, was delightful. The Jungle Book, I love the Jungle Book.
Jungle Book's so
I
good.
mean, and even though you know Baloo, the way all the animals, and you believed what you were watching. It's such a weird thing to have this conversation. And then Beauty and the Beast, because it's got so many the anthropomorphized candlesticks and the clocks and all that. There's no way to really once you've moved into that realm. I thought Beauty and the Beast did a great job. This movie, it's not just Will Smith's. I mean, we know how Will Smith, like an I Am Legend, the guy can get in such great shape. It's weird seeing him with a much more burly body. It's hard for me to make that, like, that's not what Will Smith looks like. I guess he could have bulked up, but
yeah, I know, man. Watch out, Lee.
Yeah, I know, it's true. But then the rest of the movie had this polished sheen. Like I didn't believe the other characters. It's almost like it needed to be more dusty. Like, if that makes any, like, because they're in, it's Alibaba, the Arabian Nights. It's that whole era, and it looked like they were in some theme park the whole time. If that makes any sense.
I disagree.
It looked too. It was too colorful. It needed a little bit of an edge of some kind. So then, when the Aladdin, the genie shows up, when it's the genie that becomes the most magical thing about it, not everything else. And that's why, like, when everything is colorful and everything is beautiful and everything has this polished sheen to it, when the genie shows up, he just is another thing that has this polished sheen, when he should be the most fantastical thing about what we see. And it was all the colors of the costumes. It's hard. I'd have to see more of the movie.
I've got to disagree with you on this point, because to me, in the 58
I told
seconds,
you it was weird.
In the 58 seconds this thing ran, about 40 of them were in a dark desert landscape, walking into this very monotone colored cave where, of course, it lights up, right? And we even see Jafar, very dark, very timid. The only shot
there's a couple of those montage shots when you got to see Jasmine. And
yeah, but the only one I can really think of is when there's that wide citywide shot of the celebration coming.
Yeah.
But if you look back to the original animated film, that's exactly what it did. And you're talking about the daughter of the Sultan. There's a lot of extravagance to that, and it was the minority. And remember, we know we are talking about a 58-second trailer. We
Yes.
know, but I'm just saying. But the vast majority of it did feel very dark and very subdued. And even this scene here, like, we had to brighten this picture up just so we could see what it is we were talking about.
I know, and like I said, it's and with a 58-second trailer, I might not feel this way when I see all the whole movie, because I've loved the Disney live action adaptations, like Dumbo, for instance. It looks like the tone of Dumbo, the look and feel of it is right. Like, even though it's about a flying elephant. It's so weird to be talking about the tone, but you've got to believe in the reality that the movie's presenting to you. And right now, I'm not feeling that, if that makes any sense at all. But that could be different when I see the whole movie.
It's funny because I feel completely reverse of you. I felt like, because when you go back again to the original anime, when they do the citywide shots, it's of a golden city.
I know.
Right? But the part that pulled me out was the other thing. The part that pulled me out was the whole genie thing, and this weird, my brain couldn't connect that I need to buy into that this is the reality that they're in. I couldn't, but with the other stuff I did. So I kind of have an opposite feeling of you. Ashley, you saw this trailer for the first time this morning, actually.
Yeah.
How did you feel about it?
I hate to say, I kind of agree with you, Rob. I was watching it and it felt like a little Disney on Ice or something. It just feels like a little too PG. I don't know what it was just like. I wanted it to feel like I was more in that world, and I feel like they're keeping like an arm's length from it, and I think it's just like a little too like clean. I don't know what it is, but it would be nice to feel like I'm actually like watching them in a reality rather than I'm just like watching Aladdin live action. I don't know. It's hard to describe.
Right, like on a stage.
Yes, it feels like a Broadway play.
Yeah.
Let's bring this up though, because this is a big question that we haven't even addressed. Because in those shots, like the entrance of Prince Ali, that's got to be grand and opulent and all that kind of stuff. The princess coming down the staircase, by the way, with the tiger behind her. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, they showed that. Okay, let's put all the animation of the genie, blah, blah, blah. How was it as a trailer? Just as a trailer, how did it work? I'm not thrilled. I got to tell you what, because you just brought up something, Ashley, that I think was really, really key, is that, okay, take all the stuff about, did the animation on the Genie work? Is it clean? Is it not clean? Should it be this? Or how was it as a trailer? I think if that was the first teaser trailer they had put out, I would give it a pass and say, okay, yeah, you're not really telling us anything. You're not really showing us anything. You're not giving us a taste of what the DNA of the movie is going to be, which is what a trailer needs to do. But it's the first one, that's fine. This is the second one. And they're still really not giving, I still don't have a sense, other than one line coming out of the Genie's mouth, I don't have any sense about what the tone of this movie is, what's the feel of it going to be. Is it going to be kind of PG, which is fine if you are, because that's kind of the original animated. Is it going to be a little edgier PG-13? Either is fine, just give me a sense. And I got no sense of our main, we've got 2 trailers now. I haven't heard a single line from our lead character. From our title character, I haven't heard a single line from our title character. That's a mistake. I haven't heard a single line from the main romantic lead, with Jasmine. Haven't even seen the Sultan. We've gotten a wide shot of Prince Ali entering the city, which is, I thought that looked very good. Mm-hmm. And then we got a weird Ghibli Will Smith.
Ghibli, I like that.
I should have said
Ghibli.
Getting jiggy with it. Getting Ghibli with it. We got Will Smith getting Ghibli.
Ghibli is the best new word I've heard in a long time.
And that's it. And so take the animation out, take the cleanness out. As a trailer, it's not a great trailer. It's just, as a trailer, it's not a great trailer.
Well, I agree with you, because I wanted to see more. And the world, this is, again, my own prejudicial thing about the world, but I keep thinking about Gladiator. And there's this big wide shot in the first dusty.
In Germania?
Yeah, no, not in Germania. The first time he fights in the arena in this smaller Roman province.
Yeah.
And you see that there's this. It's a city, but it's dusty, and you see real animals and people. I mean, I understand we're in a much richer area of Baghdad or whatever, but again, that there was a reality to Gladiator. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm back in this time. It's 2,000 years ago. I believe that what I'm seeing. And I wanted that, and this is, again, I was prejudicial. I had this image that this Aladdin was going to take place in more of a realistic world, and they would bring.
Again, we saw about 15 seconds.
I know, but I wanted to see a flying carpet chase, and I have this preconceived notion. And I always tell people, don't judge the movie that you wanted to see. Judge the movie that you've been given to see. And I feel I'm doing that. I'm prejudging this movie unfairly, but I'm just responding to the trailer. And the trailer let me down. I wanted to see more of that world.
Yeah, and again, it's the second trailer.
I know.
You should have been more. Look, I'll say this, though. I believe this is going to be a great movie. I do. I really believe this is going to be a great movie. But the trailer has not firmed up that belief. And that's what a trailer's supposed to do. So come on, Disney. Get on it. Give us something here. Give us something. All right. We ran long on that. All right, let's move on. What's next?
I just can't wait for all the songs, though.
Me
That's
too.
going to be fun.